Hi, everybody. I'm Gabriel Kahn. I'm a professor at the Annenberg School, and I run the Future of Journalism program at the Annenberg Innovation Lab. But not too long ago, I was the Los Angeles bureau chief for a New York-based newspaper. And one of the things that used to keep me up at night was the thought of how my bureau would respond to an earthquake. How were we going to be able to cover an event like that? Were we going to be able to deliver the kind of coverage that our newspaper expected? Were we going to be able to do that quickly? Were we going to be able to do it accurately? Did we have enough people? Did we have enough reporters to cover an event that would be unfolding over such a vast area? But when I got to Annenberg, I realized that I had been looking at the problem in the wrong way. We didn't need more reporters there. What we really needed was a tool that was going to allow us to turn ordinary citizens into reporters. And so that's kind of what we set out to do with this project. We wanted to create a platform that would allow for the easy and open flow of crucial information at the precise moment when it's most needed. You can kind of think of this as maybe, your Twitter when all hell breaks loose. And so we built this system to try to respond to some of the issues that emerge in a crisis situation. And let me just give you a quick little kind of idea about the kind of functionality that we've tried to design. So a year ago, we had the very tragic earthquake in Sendai, Japan, which displaced tens of thousands of people. So one of the things that we've tried to do is make it easy for people to check in with people to communicate their status, but also their location if they've been displaced. Also, not too long ago, we had the lethal tornado in Joplin, Missouri, which required basically coordinating a whole bunch of volunteer efforts. And so we tried to sort of make that part of our platform as well, that you can coordinate citizen involvement. And lastly, in Minot, North Dakota, which suffered from flooding, the very quick responses from neighbors who were able to share things like trucks and sandbags and things like that helped save both lives and property. So we also wanted to make sure that people could offer up resources that would be needed in these crucial moments. So before I explain exactly how it works, I want to thank the people who actually built it. And this is our very talented and dedicated development team, some of whom are sitting here, some of whom are going to participate in a live demo in a moment. They come from 5 different countries, and they represent 3 different schools here at USC, and they've really been fantastic. I also want to thank our partners in this, the Homeland Security Advisory Council and Ira Reiner, who's here today, who have sort of supported us and given us guidance from the get-go. So let me explain just a little bit how it works. Here's the website. It exists as both a website and as an app on a smartphone. And when people come to Crisis Connection, they can do a variety of things. The first thing that they can do is share information about what they're seeing, okay, whether it's a wildfire, or perhaps a chemical spill on a highway or something like that. They can click on this, and you can do this on your app as well. You can click on this, and you're able to fill out a simple report that allows you to describe what you've seen. You can include an image or even a short video, and you fill that out, and then you submit it, and it's automatically geolocated, so it pinpoints your location on a map, so other people can see exactly what you've just seen and what you've just shared. So in some cases, you could be recording sort of a call for help. In others, you might just want to sort of report, for example, that let's say an intersection has been blocked by a fallen telephone pole here. Let's see if I can share this one. So this is just a sample incident here. If my mouse is going to come back, down telephone poles, and you can click on this, and up pops the image, and you can see here it says the storm knocked down all these power lines, no traffic is getting through. You also might want to use this to, let's say, after an earthquake, share details about the kind of the kind of building damage that's being sustained here. So here's another example. Here's what happened to our building after the quake. Nobody's hurt, but we're not going back inside. So this is kind of really crucial and important information that needs to be shared in a crisis. And the other thing that is important to understand here is that if in moments after a calamity, if we can get hundreds of reports filed up onto the map, we can very quickly get a more sophisticated understanding about how a complex situation is playing out on the ground. And this is of course useful to news organizations who need to understand where damage might be concentrated most, how people have been affected. It's crucial for emergency responders who need to know where to send scarce resources like an ambulance or a fire truck. And of course, it's also available to ordinary citizens who can use this information to make decisions about their own safety. The other thing that I want to stress here is that this platform can do more than just share information, but it can also help mobilize and coordinate a citizen response to disaster. So we're going to do a little mock scenario now here, and if you can see, Yuji, who's a member of our team down there, is going to participate in this with us. And he is, let's see if I can get a bigger picture of Yuji here. He is on campus nearby, and we're talking to him via Skype. He's walking past something, and he smells some noxious fumes. And you can see we've been working with him with the Actors Studio on this. And so he pulls out his Crisis Connection app, and he worries that there might be a gas leak nearby that might be coming from some tanks. And let's see if we can get those tanks in the shot, too. So he pulls out his app, takes a picture of the tank that he fears are leaking, and then files a quick little report about what he's just seen. And he's going to give us a thumbs up, I hope here, when he has filed that report. Okay. That's a thumbs up. Good. Okay, so now that should be up on our map. And I'm just going to refresh here for a second to make sure it is. And there we go. So now we should be able to see the report that he just filed. Okay, so there it is on the map, I think. All right, almost. Smelling noxious fumes. Okay, and let's see what he's recorded here. Okay, so here's a photograph of the gas tank, and it says here, smells something awful, eyes stinging, must be some leak from these tanks. So, here he's been able to sort of send up, crucial information in real time and share it with a larger community. But we want to make sure that we can do more than this. And here's where Crisis Connection tries to sort of take the next step. We don't want to just share information, but we want people to be able to act on that information as well. And because these are, again, the moments when people are most motivated to help out and lend a hand. And we want to be able to harness that energy and make sure that we can connect people so that they can assist one another in these moments. And if we can lower the barriers to entry for getting ordinary citizens involved, then we have the potential to create faster response times and connect the right resources with the right needs. So to this, we're going to go to another member of our team here, Han Wang, who also has the Crisis Connection app, and he's nearby, and he's received an alert on his phone that there's an incident that's been posted that's near him. So he gets out his app, and he looks at what Yuji has posted, and what he's going to see here, you're going to see that he's going to look at that, and he's going to see what he's talking about, and he's going to say, hey, I can help this. He's going to click on this I can help button. He says, I've got a survival kit, which has an eye wash station or other things that could be crucial in the case of a gas leak. So he is going to take a picture of his resource, and he's then going to file a report that is automatically linked to the incident that he's responding to. Oh, he's filed it. Okay, so now let's just refresh this for a moment. And so then we'll see his incident right down here, hazmat suit. He's got a hazmat suit, okay? And so he can basically take a picture of what he's got, offered up, and now these two things are connected. So we've been able to, record information and share it, and then we've been able to, find a resource that can respond to that particular situation. And so you can see how this might be of use. If for example, after a tornado, if you need to organize a search and rescue team that needs to scour a particular city block, they can then, of course, record the fact for everyone to see that, we have looked and searched this block. So another volunteer team that has spontaneously organized through Crisis Connection could know that, and they could go search and scour another block, so they don't have to double up on each other's work, for example. And the other thing I want to stress is that you don't need an incident in order to offer up help. So in a situation after a heavy storm, for example, a construction foreman could say, hey, we've got a bulldozer here that can move debris from blocked intersections. Does anybody need it? People can volunteer help without there being a specific request for that as well. So, but of course, that's not the only thing people need to do in a crisis. They also need to connect with their social networks and let them know that they're okay. And so we've provided for that too. And this is also unfolding in our scenario here. So we can go back to our gang. There we are with Yuji. He's now been able to connect with Han Wang. There they are. Got the hazmat suit going. Okay, great. Now he wants to, here, okay. We've saved a life already. And now Yuji is going to try to tell his network that he's okay. Because at this point, people have seen his initial report. News organizations are starting to report on that. Phones are ringing. People are asking, are you okay, et cetera. Maybe the cell phone network is getting overtaxed. So he's going to send basically a message that could connect either with all of his Facebook contacts, all of his LinkedIn contacts, or a predetermined set of emails. And it's going to let them know either that he's okay or not okay, and where he is. And so now he's going to do that. Now I'm going to have to, of course, log into my email here. And hopefully that has come through. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I am okay. And we see the note from him, and then if I click on this link that's included in this, it takes me exactly to, if I can do this here, okay. It takes me to a map that explains me exactly where his location is. So now we've obviated the need for a lot of phone traffic and things like that. So that's how Crisis Connection works. And I also want to stress that there's a lot of different ways in which this can be deployed. In fact, we're discussing right now with one of the lab partners, EPB, which is a very sophisticated electricity utility based in Chattanooga. I only wish they were based in Los Angeles, about how to deploy this so that their customers can communicate where there might be a down power line. And that way they could get a truck to that particular spot rather than having to drive a truck over a 30-mile road. And they can get power back up much more quickly and reduce outage hours. But really here, in doing this, we think that we're kind of entering into the next frontier of disaster response, one in which ordinary citizens take more responsibility for helping each other. And we also think that we can create more transparency and accountability for disaster response in general through this. And hopefully we can empower communities and help communities connect with each other and live safer lives. So that's what we're hoping to do. So thank you very much.